welcome to this most important video. In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can bring your own unique type into its ultimate potential, strength, and balance. All these elements will bring into your life a completely higher, deeper degree of well-being. So let's look at it right away through the numbers. I've created this chart right here that you can see on the whiteboard. These are the 5 major calculations. Each one of us has those calculations, just with a different arrangement of numbers. Let's look at this one here. We have the heart number, which is the life path. We have the hands number over here. It's one calculation for symbolic reasons appearing on 2 sides to symbolize the hands. This is the expression number in Western numerology. We have the head number, which is called the soul urge in Western numerology. We have the personality number, which is called in this system the legs number. And we have the birthday number, which in this system is called the minor heart number. You can see in this chart that this person has many even numbers, excluding 1. The overall balance of this person would be that they are very grounded. They are very respectful of social laws, with the 4, with the 6, with the 2. They're very emotional people, 6, 2, 3. They're taking their time when they need to act. They're thoughtful, 6, 2, 4. They're considerate, 6, 2, 4. They're not rushing. So they're not risky people, they're more reliable people. Now let's understand how this person can bring themselves into their deeper potential. So what I'm about to reveal to you now applies to every chart, not only to this one. I'm just going to use this as an example for you to understand. There are 2 factors you need to take into consideration. 1, you want and you must strengthen your own numbers. These are your given qualities, your given talents, and you want to hone on them. You want to extract the deepest potential out of your already existing numbers and qualities. This means that in this case, for the sake of our example, the person will want to develop their sensitivity, number 2, their listening capacity, number 2, their kindness capacity, number 2, their care for other people, number 6, their ability to take responsibility, number 6 and number 4, their emotional expression, number 2 and 3, their relationships with their loved ones, number 6 and 2, their financial stability and planning for the future, number 4 and number 6. You see, when you're given a certain chart, it's very, very important that you hone on the qualities that you've already been given. It's in a way extracting the maximum potential of what you already have. That's the first thing you should do. Now, let's go on to the second thing that's super important for you in order to reach your deeper potential. The second thing is this. All your numbers are not necessarily functioning in their highest potential. And it's not exactly the same as what I've said before. This means that a number 2 can be functioning as a more shy number, a sad number, an introvert who's afraid of life, functioning on its shadow. A 6 can be overly emotional, holding grudge, keeping their emotions in their belly, not processing them. 4 can be stuck instead of flowing, always not finding solutions. So your numbers can be stuck in their shadow. Your job is to be able to transform and move them from shadow to light. Instead of shyness and oversensitivity, you want to move into kindness, receptivity, attentiveness, and an open heart, vulnerability from a positive place. Instead of accumulating anger, emotions, and grudge, You want to move into processing your emotions correctly, communicating yourself, not forgetting that you also count. Instead of getting stuck like number 4, always not finding solutions, always bumping into dead ends, you want to always know how to flow, how to find solutions, how to work with life. This is bringing your numbers from shadow to light. Now, I have another element for you, which I did not mention, so we'll now add a third and very important element. So we've extracted the highest potential from our numbers. We've also moved them from shadow to light. Now, what's left for us to do, what's left for you to do with your own unique numbers, is to find the complementary numbers that will balance your type. You see, when I have such a chart full of even numbers, full of numbers that are more slow in their pace, not risky, perhaps, it's not that easy for them to function in very outgoing settings where they have to openly express, where they have to take a risk, where they have to be a little bit daring. Again, this might not be your problem, but this is this person's problem. Therefore, this person will need to find the complementary numbers that are missing in their chart and hone on their strengths from time to time in order to balance their complete well-being. In this case here, I would recommend this person to work on the number 5. See? Number 5 for this person can give a sense of joy, flow, and sometimes learning to break out of the box. Not follow the rules always as 4 does and 2 and 6. This person needs a little bit of juice. They need some sexiness in their personality. Something to make them feel like they don't always have to go by the book, by the rules. Another number that could help them is, for example, number 8. Now, although number 8 is an even number, number 8 is very dynamic. It's a daring number, which means that it'll add a certain fire, a certain quality to this person's chart that is going to extract much more of their potential, strengthen their entire structure. So honing on both 5 and 8 for this structure is going to really empower them and balance them. Eventually, by honing the 5 and the 8, they are going to become more of themselves. A much more improved, grounded, and complete version of themselves. So now that you know the 3 elements that bring you into your higher functioning, your higher potential, let's just look at a few examples so that you can expand your thinking and then calculate your own chart and do the math yourself. By the way, I'm gonna post a link below in the description of this video that will teach you how to calculate these 5 calculations you've seen here before. So make sure to do that and then do the math of what balance you need to bring yourself to the higher potential. What numbers you need to hone on and extract their deeper potential and bring them from shadow to light for your own good. So, a few examples. If somebody, maybe you, have a chart with a lot of 1s and 8s, very masculine, very dominant qualities, very forward-going, sometimes even selfish, you want to make sure that you also balance yourself with a 2 and a 6, numbers that are more caring, more emotional in nature, slow-paced, more time to contemplate your steps, more time to think about others. If you have many 3s and 5s, of course, as we already said, you need to hone on your core qualities. In this case, you'll need to hone on your ability to have adventures, have fun, enjoy life, be expressive, be communicative. However, you want to also make sure you're balanced with yourself with sufficient depth, sufficient reflection, sufficient emotional reflection, okay? Because the 3 and 5 tend to be very childish in their shadow, and they can lack a certain emotional depth, psychological depth, which they will definitely need if they want to ever develop and evolve. If you tend to have 7s and 9s, you want to hone on your wisdom, your depth, your vastness of being, a bit like a wise old man. However, this can also cause a form of heaviness, a lot of wisdom, a lot of seriousness, emotional complexity. So you want actually to play with a 3 and 5 as a balancing factor. You want to bring some ease, some joy, some laughter, some humor into your being, which will eventually make you much wiser and much more round as your own type. And last example that we have here, we have a 2 and 3. Say these are your core numbers, which means you're a very emotional being, easily touched by things, easily hurt by things as well. Not such a strong spine, not very practical necessarily. On the one hand, you want to hone on these qualities. You want to develop your kindness. You want to develop this emotional vulnerability and colorfulness that you have there, this goodness that you have naturally inside of you. However, you don't want to miss out on being practical, like 4 and 8, being much more clear about what you do, be down to earth, have a say, be concrete. That will give you a certain strength that you might lack with the 2 and 3. You've learned a very important lesson in this video, and I encourage you to click on the link below, get into my blog article, and understand for yourself how to calculate your 5 core numbers. Once you have them, make sure to study them deeply and to understand how to extract the best of the qualities that are central in your chart. And then also inquire into the complementary numbers that are gonna balance your chart and eventually bring you into a much fuller experience. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for future videos on this subject and transformational subjects. I encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and keep yourself updated. You can also join me on Facebook and enrich yourself with numerology. I'm gonna put the link below in the description. Thank you so much.